Ryan here with Prudential Pest Solutions, and we were on a job site in Nottingham, Pennsylvania, which is in western Chester County in southeastern Pennsylvania. And the client had some yellow jackets on their property, and I was looking around for some nests, and I came across this one. And this was actually located in, they had a bag of topsoil that was open, and they had the half-open bag of topsoil, the flap just kind of folded over there, and the yellow jackets had gotten in, and they had made a nice little home. So these would be the same type of yellow jackets that you would find under the ground, and we're going to get them treated. So of course, as always, we have our bee suit on. I have my PTPI, which is my aerosol. And my general plan here is I was going to inject the aerosol into the bag to kill off what was there, and then I was going to take the bag out into the grass to kind of remove it from that area so I could open it up and not make a big mess underneath their deck there. And if you've seen some of our other videos, you know that in my experience with yellow jackets and hornets in general too, is that if you remove the location of the nest, so like the nest is inside this bag, if I take that out into the grass there, the yellow jackets that are flying around now, they're not going to follow me. They're going to go back to that general location where the nest was. And it's the same thing when we treat for hornets. Once I remove the big hornet nest from a tree or a bush, the hornets aren't going to follow the actual physical nest. They tend to clump and gather at the tree branch where it was. So again, in order not to make a mess underneath their deck, but also to keep, some distance from these ones that are flying around here, I'm actually going to take this whole bag and move it out to the lawn. I was trying to feel around in the bag to see if the nest was right at the top there, and it wasn't. And that's all just loose, topsoil that you would buy at the hardware store. So I'm looking for it. I know it's in there because with that many yellow jackets coming and going out of there, it's not like there was food or any other resource that they'd want. There's a nest in there. And I'm relentless in finding nests. And you figure I'm digging around with my hands there about 4 or 5 inches deep, and I haven't come across the nest. And the other yellow jackets are kind of flying around me. And I thought, you know what, let's get these guys treated and let's move this whole bag out into the yard there. So once I have the bag laid flat, I don't have to worry as much about making a mess. I can really start digging in there. And as soon as I started digging in a lot deeper, I found the nest. And of course, my PTPI wasn't right next to me. So there's yellow jackets flying out of there from the actual nest itself. So I'm just going to kind of fog that bag there. You can kind of catch a glimpse of the paper nest there. I'm going to kind of shake it. Oh, and there it is. So this was a 3-tiered nest, three-tiered comb that was built inside of this bag here. And again, if they wouldn't have built it inside of this soil bag, they would have built it underneath the ground. This was a subterranean species of yellow jackets. So I'm just kind of flicking them off my gloves. And we're just going to make sure that we got all the nests there, all the nests exposed. So those are 3 big combs. And here's a close-up view so we can see the larva, we can see the capped brood cells, and the brood are just the immature versions of the yellow jackets. So, they go from larva all the way up through the adult stage. And all those yellow jackets there are dead. Then they were killed by that PTPI. So that's a good close-up shot there. And then since the nest is removed, I don't need to add any residual product to the soil bag because they're not going to return to that to build. And also because more than often than not, the homeowner is going to use that soil, right? That's why they have it there. So I don't want to add any chemical or product to it that's going to have any longevity. So again, this nest was in a soil bag in Nottingham, Pennsylvania, which is in western Chester County, southeastern Pennsylvania. And we are the hornet, bee, wasp, and yellow jacket experts. So if you have a hornet, bee, wasp, or yellow jacket issue, give Prudential Pest Solutions a call, 484-401-4361.